My daughter's words left me feeling dizzy and confused. Honestly, I wanted to rush out and kill her, but I quickly calmed down. Honestly, I'm educated and raised in a family of scholars. Although years of business life have made me somewhat detached from my true nature, I still have my sanity. What's wrong, Dad? My daughter's voice seemed to wake me. Nothing. Dad's a little tired. You play, I'll watch. I don't know if such a young child can lie, but I think at least what she just said wasn't a lie. I debated whether I should ask my daughter what exactly happened. No, I rejected the idea. I couldn't let such a thing traumatize a child. To be honest, I'm a relatively calculating man. My teacher once taught me that the biggest difference between successful people, especially men, and others is their greater ability to endure. I continue to put on a smile for my family. All these years of work experience have taught me how to fake a smile. Our family enjoyed the gathering in a joyful atmosphere. I loved it. It was the happiest moment. Everything about my wife was so natural, not a hint of disharmony. She seemed even more integrated into the family than I was. She loved this family so much. How could she have cheated? Was I mistaken? I even hoped even more that things weren't what I imagined. In the evening, we returned to our own home. Our daughter, after a day of play, quickly fell asleep. Finally, it was time for us alone. My wife was as affectionate as ever. We were like newlyweds, exchanging endless sweet nothings. We lay in bed, and I gazed at my wife's fair, voluptuous, and slender body. At 31, her face remained beautiful, framed by her gently permed, wavy hair. She looked even more mature and charming than she had in her student days. It had been so long since I had truly appreciated her. This was my wife, the one who had shared my life for so many years. This nearly perfect body before me belonged only to me, I thought. If these parts of her body had truly been touched by someone else, how could they still be so pure and white? They wouldn't look so perfect at all. Another man touched it. Another man touched it. These words suddenly tormented me, and my mood plummeted with these hateful words. No matter how hard my wife tried, we didn't have a very pleasant night together. Life goes on. For some time afterwards, I repeatedly reminded myself that she was a good wife, always had been. We were each other's first love, and no one could destroy our relationship. I reflected on myself and realized I had never done anything to wrong her. Indeed, there was no reason for her to wrong me. Even from a criminal psychology perspective, she had no motive. Gong was, in my mind, a loyal and devoted assistant. I treated him well, and he promised to repay me. He would never do such a thing. I admitted that I might have been confused at the time, and that I had almost gotten into trouble because of a child's words. As this thought came to light, my mood gradually calmed down. Beijing's catering industry is a lucrative market. At the suggestion of a friend, I didn't want to miss out on this opportunity. After much research, I invested in and opened a catering company in a suburb north of the city. It's not particularly large, but it's decent enough. Business has been pretty good since its opening. If you've ever been to that suburb, you've probably visited it. I felt that my wife's daily work in construction was exhausting and not ideal for a woman, so I asked her to switch to the catering company, where she could fully utilize her abilities. After all, my wife is just as talented as I am in every aspect. She just doesn't show it in front of others. I couldn't let her waste her abilities, so I had no problem handing them over to her. My wife lived up to expectations and managed the catering company beautifully. While the profits weren't as lucrative as I'd initially imagined, I was content to see her report her work to my father-in-law and me with a sense of accomplishment. Everything was going on so calmly, and the suspicion of my wife cheating had completely disappeared in my mind at that time. Her image, temperament, and her style all still fascinated me. To be honest, a man in my position cannot be without temptations from society. But when it comes to women, I really have never been attracted to any woman except my wife. I also asked my wife indirectly if she had any opinions or views on me. My wife said that her opinion of me was the same as mine about her, and everything about me made her more fascinated. She said that she loved me more than when we were in love. I also asked her if other men had pursued her, and she answered me very honestly. Yes, there were several, but everything they did was in vain. No one could defeat my husband. So how did you handle it? I welcome your visit to my office. For matters outside of work, please discuss them directly with my husband. My friend, when you hear these words and consider the reality of the situation, what else could possibly make you worry about your wife? I felt like we were the most loving couple in the world. Even after all these years of marriage, even without a third person present, we would still embrace passionately. One day in April 2006, it was freezing cold. Beijing's late spring cold snap was quite severe. The weather was cold, but I wonder what my heart felt like that day, perhaps even colder than the weather itself. Several important clients came to my company, and they all wanted to try the food at my catering company. Of course, I couldn't refuse. We all came together, and my wife accompanied us for dinner. My wife was dressed especially strikingly today, in a pale pink and white suit. Her short skirt, her slender, straight legs, clad in flesh-colored stockings, was even more striking. She paired it with high heels in the same color as her suit, and her hair was piled high. Her appearance and demeanor were impeccable. My clients, who had never met my wife before, were full of praise the moment they met, praising her as a perfect match. My wife's public relations skills are also exceptional. That lunch essentially secured these clients, and I was naturally delighted. As we left, my wife told me to bring Choo-Choo over that afternoon, as my daughter wanted to visit her grandparents with her mother that evening. I agreed, and let Gong do it. If I hadn't forgotten the documents at the catering company that day, perhaps I wouldn't have suffered such a blow so quickly. What did that feeling feel like? Like being on a train bound for space? Or perhaps losing my bearings, unsure where to go next? I was terrified when I realized I had forgotten the documents. They were so important to me. Since Gong had been assigned to pick up Choo-Choo and take her to my wife's place, and Gong had other tasks after that, I drove there myself, without even notifying my wife. When I arrived at the parking lot, I saw Gong approaching the car. Mr. E, why are you back again? I forgot something here. Oh, I'll get it for you. Where is it? No, I'll go myself. Why are you taking her so late? Oh, traffic jam. I'm stuck in traffic. Gong replied hesitantly. What's wrong with you? Did something happen on the way? No. Are you worried about me getting things done? Okay, go ahead. Don't forget what I told you. You look especially energetic today. Haha. You're just trying to make small talk, aren't you? Stop the nonsense and go ahead. Wait, Mr. He. I have something else to report to you. Okay, we'll talk later. Go ahead. With that, I hurried into the hotel. Gong is no longer the naive country boy he once was. He is now well-dressed and can be seen in various occasions, sometimes even appearing in public on my behalf. With my persuasion and help, he's completed his college education and is now busy managing the company and my personal affairs. Honestly, if I didn't have someone like him, I'd be in a lot of trouble. When I walked into the hall, I saw my daughter being shown the various seafood in the tank by a waiter. She was naturally delighted to see me. Choo-Choo, why are you here? Mom asked Annie to take me to see the fish. Dad, why are you here? Oh, dear, don't make a scene when we go to Grandma's tonight. I came to get some things. My daughter continued playing downstairs, and I headed straight to my wife's office on the third floor. When I pushed the door open, my wife was sitting there, holding a makeup case, seemingly reapply her makeup. My arrival seemed a bit startled. Huh? Why are you here? I brought your stuff. I know. I was going to send someone over. Here, it's right there. I saw my supplies on the coffee table next to the sofa. Aren't you going tonight? My wife meant I could go with her to my father-in-law's. No, I have 2 things scheduled tonight, and I don't know when I'll be back. You should take some time to go and have a look yourself. By the way, Dad asked me to give you a resume and recommend someone for you to consider. I'm sure the person Dad picked out won't be wrong. I don't need to review it. It's just a favor. Take a look. Where did I put it? Oh, I just left it downstairs today. I'll get it for you later. Choo-Choo is downstairs. I'll get her up too. With that, my wife hurried downstairs again. I walked to my desk, sat down in a chair, and surveyed the room. It was immaculately clean and neatly organized. I looked at the floor. It was spotless, too. The office environment is even better than mine. Wait, what's that? I noticed something clump under my feet. Looking down, I saw a pair of flesh-colored pantyhose. They must be my wife's. Why were her socks dumped here? I noticed a small thread breakage, indicating they were worn and needed to be thrown away. Just then, my wife came in and handed me her resume. I had other things to do, so I got up and left. As I stood to leave, my eyes suddenly fell on her legs. Her stockings had disappeared during lunch. As I walked, I thought, why didn't she take them off and put them on quickly? She also has her moments of carelessness. What's the point of dwelling on this? I got back to work. Not long after I got home that evening, my wife also returned. You came back alone? Where's Choo-Choo? She insisted on staying with Grandma tonight. Oh! My wife changed her shoes while she spoke. Her next move plunged me into another moment of agony. She came over and said she was going to shower first, taking off her outer clothes as she spoke. Without children at home, many things were much easier, and we didn't have to worry so much. As she took off her skirt, I was stunned. There was a thread on her buttocks. She was still wearing the same pair of damaged stockings I'd seen discarded on the floor that day. This meant she had no idea they were damaged. If Chun had noticed even the slightest sign of damage in her stockings, she wouldn't have worn them again. I understand that. So, if they weren't damaged, why would she have taken them off during the day? Taking off her pantyhose could only... For some reason, my mind suddenly flashed back to Gong, and the dark cloud that had once dissipated from my heart suddenly settled over me.